The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares.
That's really Manson. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. He's a lie dummies. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. He's a lie dummies.
Yeah, can't look at me, cuz I'm fake. This voice comes out of Manson's face. Wanna hear another shitty bit I made? It's not funny, I'm gonna play it 20 times a day. I'm imaginary, I'm all made up. I guess you could say I'm fake as f***. It's the same old joke from 92. Can't come up with anything new. We can't come up with any content. We just can't do it no matter how hard we try. So let's play a bunch of real crappy parody songs that are made by a fake guy. Yes, I am a lie. I'm really Manson. I do not exist at all. And pretty soon we will be canceled. Cause the show I'm on sucks donkey. I don't exist. I am a fable. My God, that fake army sure is dumb. It is a lie. He's really Manson. Now let's play some bits from 2001.
That's really Manson. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. He's a lie dummies. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. That's really Manson. He's a lie dummies.
Hey, Bubba, I got an idea since we got no content and we're lazy. Let's play some real old from yesteryear. Oh, here's one. Snake, it's your baby. Like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy, I am just imaginary. A pathetic joke so old and tired. We play too many parodies and none of them are funny. It's pretty obvious why we got fired. Ned is a lie. He's really Manson. Yeah, I don't exist at all. And pretty soon we will be canceled. Cause the show I'm on sucks donkey. I don't exist. I am a fable. My God, that fake army sure is dumb. I am a lie. I'm really Manson. And I make unfunny parody songs. Yes.
That's really Manson.
Not real.
That's really Manson.
Made up.
That's really Manson. He's a lie.
Hey, Manson, trying to drink a glass of water while saying my ABCs.
That's really Manson.
It's impossible because we're the same goddamn person. I am a lie. I'm really Manson. I do not exist at all. A fake voice. And pretty soon, real soon, we will be canceled. Cause the show I'm on sucks donkey. I don't exist. I am a fable. My God, that fake army sure is dumb. I am a lie. I'm really Manson. And I make mediocre parody songs.
Recorded live at the Jerrad Show Studios in Tampa, Florida. It's another episode of the Jerrad Show. And now, here's your host, Jerrad Suarez.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Back again for another episode of the Jerrad Show. Tonight, it's Monday, February 19th. I gotta tell you, I'm feeling the best that I have felt on a podcast in a while. It's Monday, and usually on Mondays we have this thing or that thing going on. There's a whole lot of change up coming, folks. You faithful listeners. The Jerrad Show are about to get something new, something fresh. We're going to do a little bit of a change-up in the way the Jerrad Show does things. It's I've done almost close, I'd say close to 50, 60 episodes. I did the whole everyday thing once every day of the work week, Monday through Friday, and I enjoyed it. For a while there, I enjoyed it. But then recently I got sick, and it really showed me how how easy it is to get things all fucked up when I'm the only one creating the show and producing the show. If I go down, the whole fucking show is done. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. And then last week, I didn't really feel like doing a podcast afterwards. I had those, couple of weeks off with the flu, and I was just like, you know what, I'll just stop doing the podcast, basically. That was my thinking. I was like, you know what, I think it would be hilarious if the last episode of the Jerrad Show was called The Return of the Jerrad Show. After me being sick, I returned to the Jerrad Show, and then that's the last episode. That would be hilarious, right? That's what I was thinking. And I realized, man, I can't give it up. I don't want to just give up the Jerrad Show. This is something I do because I like doing it. So, I mean, there's no real reason to give it up. But what I can do to make things easier on myself for a little bit, because we're almost at 100 episodes, let's go ahead and just slow things down a little bit. I mean, you've been doing these everyday podcasts you did it for a good solid 2 months last year, back to back from October. Actually, it was the end of October until I'd say about beginning of January is when I really stopped doing things because I don't really want to get into what was going on in January right now. Maybe that's something that I'll talk about on a later date of a podcast. But I did have some things going on in January that prohibited me from doing the podcast daily, which it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is kind of a big deal because after January got done, after January completed its month, I was sick, so I missed a bunch more shows, so it kind of sucked. So what am I trying to say here? The podcast now, for the next couple of weeks at least, I'm going to just try to do a one time a week, a Monday show, and that's what I'm doing here. It's Monday. And I'm going to try to do a little bit longer of a show than I normally do. And I'm going to try to cram in all the different segments that I had from, the old show, the daily show. I'm going to try and cram all those different segments into one show, and I can do it every week. So, did you like What's Trending Tuesday? I'm sure you did. But so this week, instead of getting What's Trending Tuesday, you're just going to get that in this episode. We're gonna do What's Trending Tuesday in this episode. And you were a fan of the Jerrad Show Jams? Well, I mean, this is going to be the episode for you because Jerrad Show Jams is packed right into it. In fact, let's go ahead and listen to a song right now. This is Sad But Superstitious. It's Stevie Wonder and Metallica. It's a mashup. I did a couple of mashups last week on the podcast. I think I had planned to do this one, but I didn't. I just played the Black Sabbath Led Zeppelin one. Here's Stevie Wonder and Metallica for your listening pleasure here on the Jerrad Show. Sad But Superstitious.
Superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13 months old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck, you good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition is the way. superstition is the way. Yeah. I'm your dream, I'm your eyes, I'm your pain. I'm your dream, I'm your eyes, I'm your pain, I'm your pain. You know it says the truth. Very superstitious, nothing more to say. Very superstitious, the devil's on his way. 13 months old, baby. Folks are looking rich. 7 years of brother. The things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition is queen. No, no, no. Very superstitious.
Sad but superstitious, the Stevie Wonder Metallica mashup. That's right. Here on the Jerrad Show. Let's go ahead and play that Sabbath one that I was just talking about. Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. Let's go back to back. This is Jerrad Show Jams. Here's a whole lot of Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and Black Sabbath mashup here on the Jerrad Show.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Way down. Way down. Way down. Way down. Way down inside. Way down inside. What more you need? Way down inside. What more? Now in darkness, world stops turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs out the power. And as God has struck the hour, day of judgment, God is calling. On the knees, the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah. Way down. Way down.
whole lot of Sabbath. That's a whole lot of Sabbath right there. So that's the song that I was talking about. I played last week on the show, and the one single show that I did. And there was a couple more songs that I wanted to play this week, but since I'm doing a show, in one night, maybe I'll play a little bit more later. But let's talk about things for a little bit. I recently saw that PBS, right? PBS is getting their funding cut, and I guess they're really upset about that. And you know what? I was thinking about it. I was like, why is the government paying money to a public broadcast system? I mean, sure. There's okay. Let's be real here. Sesame Street is on PBS. Okay, we all know that Sesame Street is on PBS. Okay, and that's one of those programs that is like essential for childhood growth. I mean, every kid should know who Oscar the Grouch and Big Bird are. I believe, even if you're in a different country, you know who Big Bird is. I mean, it's a staple. It's something that every child needs in their life. I feel like that's definitely the case. But why are our tax dollars going to Sesame Street? I mean, okay, let's be real here. There are some other documentaries that are on PBS that are pretty good. Nova usually has some pretty good stuff, and there's some wildlife stuff. Why are our tax dollars going to this? Why does every American citizen have to pay for that? I feel like the people that should be paying for it are the people who are watching it, and by paying for it, I mean paying for it with their time and watching ads. Put that shit on YouTube. What is... Okay, first off, if they put Sesame Street on as a YouTube original, YouTube would explode in popularity. I think this is exactly what I think should happen right now. YouTube needs to purchase the rights to Sesame Street and start making daily shows with Sesame Street, and it's a YouTube property now. You think YouTube, you think Sesame Street. It's synonymous. You know how much money Sesame Street would make YouTube? It would be ridiculous. You'd have like Rhett and Link coming in and like having chats with Snuffleupagus. Do you know how awesome that would be? I think they do need to cut the funding for PBS. Take your Antiques Roadshow, take your Nova programming, put it on YouTube, sell it to Netflix. I mean, Nova is a pretty fantastic series. They have really cool stuff on there sometimes. Antiques Roadshow, I could be without it. Honestly, it was something cool when it came out, but the fact that they're still doing it, there's eBay people. I mean, you should be able to look these things up. Yeah, I guess it is better to have like an antiques dealer look at your stuff and be like, oh yeah, well this is obviously legitimate. But you don't have to take tax dollars to put that programming on the air. And I always thought it was from viewers like you. That's what it says in the beginning. This program was brought to you by funding by viewers like you. But no. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Viewers like me, American citizens who pay their taxes. You're automatically paying for PBS, which I don't think is really fair. I don't have to automatically pay for fucking NBC for Saturday Night Live, and I would love to. Maybe they'd change some shit around there and make things actually funny now. Stop being so lazy. I was watching Saturday Night Live, a clip from Saturday Night Live. They actually had you could see the cue cards in the reflection of the set. There was a picture on the set, and you could see the cue cards right there, and they're flipping them. What's wrong? I understand that sometimes these actors on Saturday Night Live need cue cards. It's a live performance. It's great to have that right there, especially when you're doing 10, 15 sketches a night. Yeah, you're going to forget a couple of your lines. There's your cards. But come on, stop being so blatant about it. they're right there in the reflection. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. I don't know. I feel like a lot of times they make jokes, and they take topics that are very easy, and they really play on them, and it's infuriating. But still, I don't have to pay for it with my tax dollars. Unlike Antiques Roadshow. I mean, go sell your junk somewhere else, people. Call Frank and Mike from American Pickers. Aren't there Frank and Mike, I think? I don't know. Anyways, there's some other stuff that I wanted to talk about. PBS, President Trump cutting the funding. You know what? Fuck all that shit. Let's go into the music that I wanted to play this week. It's REM. This is Losing My Religion. Yeah, of course, you're like, oh, I totally know that song. And I'm going to start it up here. And actually, you don't know this song. This is in a major key. It's everything instead of being minor, it's all major. So if it's E minor, it's now an E major. And everything sounds happier and brighter. Here on The Jerrad Show. Losing Your Religion. REM, Losing My Religion in the major key. It sounds completely different. If you want another example, I'm going to play one for you. If not, then, too bad, because here's Under the Bridge in major key by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was a sad song, kind of sad with the baby. It's that whole thing, right? No, that's Californication. Here's Under the Bridge in major key by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Only on the Jerrad Show.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angel. Lonely as I am, together we climb. I drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me windy. And I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. It's hard to believe that there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love. The city, she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
It's Under the Bridge in minor. It sounds like it's in minor, right? It sounds sadder. I don't know. It says it's in major. It sounds like it's in minor to me. I don't know. Minor always sounds like it's sadder. But that might just be, something that my ear does. And I'm like, yeah, that just, it sounds sadder. So we've got some big news for the Jerrad Show. There's two big things coming up this year that I want to talk about. We are still I'm still gonna go for a couple of weeks with this format. Every Monday, we're gonna do a longer show, somewhere around an hour and 20 minutes, maybe even an hour and a half. I don't even know. And we're just gonna, listen to some cool songs that I find on the internet, and just document where I am right now with my thoughts and what I've been listening to, things that I think are cool that I found recently. Talk about all kinds of things, especially what's coming up soon. Actually, after this song, I'm gonna play one more of these crazy altered keys. This is Every Breath You Take by The Police in a minor key. It sounds really creepy. I like this one probably the most out of all three of the songs that I've played recently. But when I come back, I'm going to talk about the two major things that are coming up for the Jerrad Show this year in the next couple of months. There are big things on the horizon. It's almost like a sitcom, almost. I feel like the Jerrad Show is going to be like a sitcom in the future. we'll talk about it later. Here's Every Breath You Take in a minor key. Here you go, on the Jerrad Show. Say that this song is already creepy because Sting is talking like, I'll be watching you, and it's like creepy, like, stalker song. In minor key, it's like probably 13 times fucking creepier. It definitely sounds like he's being a stalker. But I like it. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. I like the way that it's different, and it's still the same song, but it's just slightly tweaked. All right, so what was I going to tell you? Something about, the biggest fucking news of 2018. Okay, so far for the year, this is the biggest news for the Jerrad Show. Besides the sponsor that we got, this isn't a read yet. I'm not going to read yet for the, do a live read for the sponsor. But besides getting the sponsor, this is the next step for the Jerrad Show. This is the big news. This is the big announcement. The Jerrad Show will be on vacation this year. That's right. The Jerrad Show is going on vacation. Now, what that means is you're like, oh, what? So, Jerrad, you're going on vacation? Of course I'm going on vacation. I go on vacation all the time. I was just on vacation this weekend. I got home this morning. What that means, folks, the Jerrad Show going on vacation means we will have live Jerrad Shows on location from two great spots in this great country. One of them is actually in the country. The first spot, let's do the big reveal. Let's do tap on the table to resemble a drum roll. Seattle. That's right. The Jerrad Show is going to Seattle in April. The Jerrad Show is going to do some live shows out there, take in some scenic places. Going to get some video coverage, some shooting of the videos, maybe on the Space Needle, maybe around in some nature, maybe even go see a volcano or two. And that's what the plan is. So Seattle, Jerrad Show in Seattle, coming this April. And you might be saying, well, Jerrad, how could you ever top that? That's the Jerrad Show in Seattle. That's the home of tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Frasier. You gonna go pretend like you're Frasier and stay someplace where you can overlook the Space Needle? That's amazing. Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. But no, I've got something even greater. That's right. This one, the next one, I can't even ask for a drum roll. Just hold your breaths, ladies and gentlemen. Not your breasts, your breaths. Hold them. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hawaii. That's right. There's a Hawaii vacation coming up for the Jerrad Show. That's right. For at least, I think, a week, we're going to take the show on the road into Hawaii, just like one of those classic sitcoms. You know, it's Family Ties in Hawaii. What will Steve Urkel get into this week? Same thing. It's going to be on the island of Maui, I believe. We're going to be going on, not the Big Island. It's going to be Maui. So we're going to go to Maui and get some production done there. So two big places, big events. Big things that you need to be tuning in for on the YouTube and probably all the social media, JerradShow.com. And you'll be seeing all that stuff play out, what goes on, the wackiness, the craziness. I know one crazy thing, we don't talk very much about, drug use or alcohol abuse on this show, or even alcohol use. I'm not going to say abuse, because I'm not going to say everybody who drinks alcohol abuses it. But I don't do a lot of the smoking of the weeds, but come here in Seattle, apparently, when we get to Seattle, apparently the marijuana is legal there, so you can just go into a store and purchase, the craziest fucking shit, like drinks and brownies and stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to in Seattle, with the Jerrad Show, is just probably getting stupid high and, trying stupid things. I'm going to be there with Daniel, who might be on the show later tonight. I'm trying to get him to see what he's doing right now. He hasn't answered me back, so probably not going to happen. But Daniel's going to be there with me, and I'm going to be doing the show with him throughout the week and doing some videos on different legal weed smoking and probably eating. But it's probably going to be a lot more eating than smoking. I'm not really much of a weed smoker guy. It makes you cough every time, I don't mind, doing it here and there if it's not, not my stuff. I'm not going to go out and buy, weed because I don't want to go to jail. But if I'm not, hanging out with some people and they're like, hey, man, I'm going to light this joint up. I'm going to hit this thing. I'm like, maybe sometimes I'm like, yeah, maybe I might want to be enlightened by the devil's lettuce, so I might take a puff or two. So, I'm excited to see what's going to go on in the Seattle area. I heard it's crazy and awesome, and the food is fantastic. I really like seafood, so I'm looking forward to that, and we're going to definitely try some raw fish on the show. That's number one thing. Got to try some raw fish on the show. Cold, cut right from a fish. I'm going to put it into my mouth, and I'm going to be probably going to throw up and shit. So apparently that's a big thing in Seattle and also in Hawaii. So raw fishing it up. That's the name of the game. Raw fish. Let's see. What are we going to do here? Let's go back to okay. Let's do this. Now that you know about the Jerrad Show in Seattle and the Jerrad Show in Hawaii, I was also thinking about doing a Disney World thing, but I'm just gonna stop it there. I'm not gonna really talk about that. What I will talk about is what's trending Tuesday is going to be moving to its own little spot in the show, which is going to be right after this song. This song is "Staying in Black." The Bee Gees meet AC/DC here on the Jerrad Show. Staying in Black. The Bee Gees versus AC/DC. I think it's a win-win for us all when two great bands go up against each other and collide like that, like an awesome force, like a supernova in the sky. Anyways. So what was I going to do? I was going to do some What's Trending Tuesday. You guys want to do some What's Trending Tuesday, or do you want to listen to another song? I mean, I've got another mashup that I would like to play before the end of the show, but we also got to do this What's Trending Tuesday thing. It's now just the What's Trending segment. What's trending on the Jerrad Show, like that, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll do some sort of voiceover and a music and an intro. Now that I'm not doing a podcast every night, maybe I will be able to put a little bit more effort into the bits. Because, I mean, I really enjoy doing these bits because I don't know anything that's going on in the world right now. Like, I have no idea. And it's always it's fun for me to try to figure out what the fuck is going on. Right now, American Political Science Association is the #1 top trending thing in Facebook. It says political scientists rank Trump last, Lincoln first in greatness survey. Oh, man. Okay. We got to look at that. I got to look at this. Are you kidding me? That's so funny. So out of all the presidents, out of all 45 presidents in the entire history of presidents, this guy that we have right now is the absolute worst. And Lincoln is the best. All right, how do we get to this article? It's from CNN. Of course it is fake news. It's completely fake. It's completely false. Washington, CNN, former presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Ronald Reagan enjoyed upward bumps in their greatness rankings, while Donald Trump was ranked historically low, according to a presidential greatness survey released Monday. By who? Oh, here we go. The 2018 Presidents and Executive Politics Presidential Greatness Survey, released Monday, was based on 170 usable responses from current and former members of the American Political Science Association's President's Executive Politics section. So yeah, it's just a bunch of old fuckers who don't compete in the politics game anymore. Wait, the American Political Science Association. It's President's and Executive Politics section. The survey asked presidential experts to use a 0 to 100 scale for overall greatness, with 0 being failure, 50 being average, and 100 being absolutely fantastic. Roughly 57% of the respondents were Democrats, 13% were Republicans, and 27% were independents. I wonder why they made Donald Trump the worst then. I mean, that's not like it's not like the majority are the party that don't like what he's doing. Overall, Trump came in dead last. No fucking shit. 57% fucking Democrats. Of course. This is not this is fake news, okay? This is absolutely fake news. Fake news. But guess what? Everybody on the Facebook, running with it, running their mouths. Let's see what they're doing. Because I guarantee you, people are like, of course he's the worst president ever. Oh my God, how did you need a survey to tell you that he's the worst president ever? Of course he is. Let's see. These are like news stations and stuff. Give me like Joe B or whatever his name is. Here we go. Jason B. This guy says, worst president, now official. Scholarly survey of presidential historians and political experts, ranking 44 of 44. Oh, that's right, because there was that Grover Cleveland thing, so there's only 44 presidents. Nice. Thanks for reminding me about that. I didn't remember that. But, of course, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves and was shot in the head. So, I mean, of course, he's got to be the number one. I mean, if John F. Kennedy would have freed, the civil rights kind of thing. Wait, didn't he do that? No, that wasn't him? It was a conjoined effort by the... okay, well, I guess I need to be looking up in my Wikipedia a little bit more. Let's have a sip of water here. A little swish. And after that, we'll move along. What do you say? We'll move along from the American Political Science Association calling Trump a loser to Transavia. So let's click that one. Let's open that one. And Transavia is an airline. Okay, a Transavia flight from Dubai to Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport was forced to make an emergency landing in Vienna on February 11th after a fight broke out because a passenger refused to stop passing gas. What? 4 Dutch citizens, 2 male and 2 female, were ejected from the flight in Vienna. Wait. Oh, so this guy was shitting his pants, and this guy was like, "Hey, stop fucking shitting your pants! We're on this little tube, you asshole." We got some video here. Okay, so we got the politie on the plane. Looks like they're removing people from the plane. They're going with no problem. The Vienna Airlines said the unruly passengers could pose hazard to flight safety, according to Dutch media reports. Well, what was that? Because, I mean, the guy, I don't understand why this guy would be kicked off for shitting his pants. I understand that it's, you know, it's offensive, but it's not like he's doing it on purpose, obviously. Maybe he was. Maybe he was just lifting up his ass and he was just like, shitting in these people's faces. That would be, horrific. And, of course, incite, some sort of confrontation. Moving along, the Neo Show is a, Neo Show? Neo Show? I guess it's a city in Missouri. A youth baseball team. I don't even know if I'm going to say this with a straight face. A youth baseball team to hold an AR-15 raffle despite outcry. Oh, man. Oh, no. Damn it. I totally lost everything that I was looking. No, I was only on this. Okay, we're good. Let's see. See, because if I don't right-click it and open it in another file, it'll switch and refresh all of the trending stuff. So I'll be like, oh, well, I wasn't going to talk about that, but now here it is on the trending tab. Everything's fine. Youth baseball team holds AR-15 raffle despite outcry. Oh, no. Okay, is this a Florida baseball team? Because that would be, Missouri. You already said it, you fucking idiot. A Missouri youth baseball team is moving ahead with raffle of an AR-15 despite criticism it received with a similar gun. After a similar gun was used to kill 17 kids in the high school or whatever. I guess it wasn't 17 kids. There was a teacher or security guard or something. Coach Patterson told the Kansas City Star that the fundraiser was for a 3rd grade team in Neosho, Missouri, and they had planned it before last week's shooting. Okay. He says his heart breaks for the shooting victims, blah, blah, blah. They're still going to fucking sell the tickets. Good. Good for them. And I hope they make lots of money because guess what? It's going to be a lot harder to buy a gun like that, AR-15. It's going to be a lot harder to buy one of those coming up soon, so get your fucking hands on them now. And if you could buy it for a $5 raffle ticket and win that sucker, heck yeah. And guess what? It's going to a great cause. It's going to kids who play baseball. Get those kids out of the streets, into teams, and learn what it's all about to do teamwork and all that stuff. Moving along, Supreme Court of Pennsylvania is in the trending tab. Let's close out some of these other tabs. Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, the latest. Pennsylvania court issues new congressional map. Okay, so what? The latest on Pennsylvania's congressional gerrymandering case, all times local, 245, the Supreme Court is imposing a new congressional district map for the state's 2018 elections, meeting its deadline to do so, and likely setting up a challenge from Republicans Monday's order. Blah. God damn. Like, how is that in the trending tab right now? That is probably the most boring thing I have read all night, and it looks just like a bunch of news stations. It's like all I'm getting is news. Here's a city commissioner from Pennsylvania. Looks like he's showing an outline of where his district was before and now where it is now. So yeah, that causes some controversies and some problems. But I live in Florida, so fuck it. Moving along. Back to this page. Donald Trump is in the 5th story of the night. Wasn't he kind of like in the first one too? Let's move up this one into a new tab here, and here we go. Trump backs efforts to bolster FBI gun checks. President Donald Trump offered support Monday to an effort to strengthen the federal gun background check system I completely fucked that one up. Federal gun background check system as he hunkered down at his private Florida golf course just 40 miles from last week's deadly school shooting. Okay, so what do you? I kind of want to, click on these things and figure out what the hell they're talking about, but I don't want them to give me more stories like this because, honestly, I feel bad for the people that lost their friends and their family and their kids. Oh my God, sending your kid to school, you don't ever expect them to come. You always would expect them to come home and not die at the hands of a fucking crazy person. I don't really want to talk about this story because it's not something that I really want to put my opinion out there. All I'm going to say is I'm not personally, myself, I do not own a gun that is mine. I do not own one. But I am very pro-gun, and I believe everybody that wants a gun should be able to get one legally. And I personally think that the more guns that we have out there, the safer we are. Of course, you're going to have crazy people out there, and if you take away the guns, you're not even only going to just take them away from the crazy people, you're also going to take them away from the good citizens. The law-abiding citizens, the people that want to protect other people. And I don't know. I don't want to talk about these issues because they're so polarizing. And that's one of the reasons why I hate fucking What's Trending Tuesday. Let's move along. Mar-a-Lago. God damn it. Didn't I just say something about fucking I don't want to talk about Trump anymore? Sylvester Stallone. Okay, well, anyways, I'll just run over it. Mar-a-Lago. Apparently, fucking Donald Trump said to his buddies over at Mar-a-Lago, he's like, hey, what should I do about these guns? Okay, should I do some gun control or should I not? This country's great. It's founded on guns. And I want to keep the guns into the hands of the good people, but I want to get them out of the hands of the crazy people. What should I do about the guns? Sylvester Stallone's in the news. Apparently, he died. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. It's a death hoax. And the younger brother came out and said, this is fucked up. Yeah, he's not dead, you assholes. Moscow Kremlin is in the news in the, the 8th spot. Moscow Kremlin dismisses Mueller's indictment of 13 Russians. Russian government denied Monday that it had interfered with the 2016 U.S. election. Enough! Leave it alone, people. Listen, Hillary Clinton was a terrible candidate. You want to talk about some fucked up things that Americans did during that election? Look at what Hillary Clinton did to Bernie Sanders. Okay? And then you tell me there wasn't something fucked up and screwy going on with that election. And it's not from the person, it's not from the president. It's from the person who ran against the president who was doing fucked up shady things. Moving along. Bill Gates says billionaires should pay significantly more taxes. Of course they should, because they're fucking billionaires. if I ever had $1 billion, I would be like, no, I don't want to give my fucking $1 billion away. I'm going to keep these $1 billion. He says no. He says he has paid more than $10 billion in taxes over a lifetime, but billionaires like him should pay significantly more because they benefit more from the system. I agree with that. Good call. Court of Arbitration for Sport is the final thing in the trending tab here tonight. It says Russian curler banned from Winter Olympics after failing a drug test. Oh, great. He failed a drug test. Of course he did. He's a fucking... That's why Russia is not allowed in the Olympics this year. Alexander Krushnelnitsky has been formally charged with a doping offense by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Well, good for you. Good for you, COFS. COAFS. Coves. Maybe it's like hoobs. Anyways, that's all that's in the What's Trending tab tonight. I got one more song for you before we get out of here. I'm going to come back, and I got a couple more things that I want to talk about. We're going to do a couple more things. Anyways, this song that I'm going to play for you right now is Elvis Presley Jam. It's Elvis Presley meets Van Halen. Jump. Burnin' Love Jump. Or something. I don't know. Here it is. Elvis Presley and Van Halen here on The Jerrad Show.
Lord Almighty, feel my tears.
You never thought that you would hear a mashup between Elvis Presley and Van Halen, but there it is. There it is. Burnin' Love Jump thing. I don't know the title. I mean, I guess I could look it up. It's called Burnin' Love. It's a mashup of Burnin' Love and Jump. And it's all right. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I think it's pretty fun. And it's a cool song. That's why I play these songs. Okay, so what am I going to talk about here? All right. So next week on the show, first off, let's get this out of the way. Next week on the show, we are going to have a guest that is more of a blast from the past. He was a big part of the show back before, way back before Frank Moody was on the show, back before I started doing shows with guests, when I had Byron Sin on and Theo Lodge and Fisher from 97X on. I mean, I had a lot of cool guests on. Justin Scard, Rachel Moore, all those really cool guests. But even before that, when I was just starting out and I was just doing the podcast with whoever wanted to do the podcast, I was working in a podcast studio at the time, and I really, just reached out to whoever that I knew that could talk on a microphone and be funny and have a good time and spend a good hour of time on the podcast and enjoy them and enjoy the conversation that we have. That person, of course, is one Mr. Coco Destroyer. Next week, I will have an interview, a sit-down conversation more like, where we catch up with Coco the Destroyer, see where he's at in his life and in his destruction, his path of destruction that he leaves in wake. He is the destroyer, he is the destroyer. So that will be next week, and of course we're going to do all the same things that we do every week. But I'm just trying to smash them all down into one podcast. Get this podcast going for over an hour at least, maybe an hour and a half, and just try to smash everything in. So we played a lot of music tonight, and I did the What's Trending thing, and one of my other favorite bits that I like to do here on the show, just because it's fun. I really don't know where I'm going with it, So what I was going to do is a Wikipedia warp. Now, if you haven't listened to a Wikipedia warp before, let me take a sip of my drink here. If you haven't heard of Wikipedia warp, if you haven't listened to a show where I've done a Wikipedia warp before, it's where I start on one page of a Wikipedia, and then by clicking the blue links on the page, I have to get to a completely other random page. So what I wanted to do here was take two topics that I talked about during the show today, or a song that I played or whatever. So in this instance, what I want to do tonight is I want to start on the page Elvis Presley. So we'll put in Elvis Presley. And okay, so there we go. And we're going to be trying to get from Elvis Presley to Sesame Street. That's right, because I talked about Sesame Street earlier in the show. We're going to try to get from Elvis Presley to Sesame Street in the least amount of clicks possible. And I will try to record these, but I usually get mixed up, and I'm like, oh, well, was that 3 clicks or 2 clicks? I don't remember because I'm looking through the thing. So let's look through here. We got, what is this? Transformed not only the sound, but the emotion of the song, turning what had been written as a lament for lost love into a satisfied declaration of independence. Let's take a listen to this. Let's see if this plays. I'm going to put it way in the background so you can't really... Nice. That is, that is definitely different. but it's the only version I've ever heard. Anyways, let's move along here. Let's try to get to Sesame Street now. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? All right. Let's see. Crazed crowds and film debut. Maybe that might be Jerry Lewis. Was Elvis ever on Sesame Street? No, I don't think so. What would be the easiest? Oh, here's a picture of him with the president. President Nixon. Aloha from Hawaii. See, that's what the it's gonna be great when I do Jerrad Show from Hawaii. It's gonna be fucking like it's like Aloha, Jerrad Show Aloha, you know, something like that. Like check out the Jerrad Show, get laid or something, you know, something like that. Here we go. Red West. See, the problem with this is that I can only click the links. Detroit. Now, I'm pretty sure that Sesame Street is supposedly somewhere in Brooklyn, I think, in New York. But damn it, I can't. Can somebody please tell me how to get to Sesame Street from here? Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Jackie Wilson, Public Enemy. Was Flavor Flav ever on? Was Flavor Flav on Sesame Street? Damn it. Let's see. Colonel Parker, Memphis Mafia, discography, Hollywood Walk of Fame. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure that Big Bird has a Hollywood Walk of Fame or something like that. Or maybe Jim Henson. Isn't? Okay, let's go crazy here and click Hollywood Walk of Fame, okay? Special stars. Let's see. There's one for the moon landing. Television receiver for broadcast television. Man, this is gonna be really hard to do this because there's so many stars. Restoration. Evaluation of 2,365 stars. Damn. Okay, multiple stars. The Beatles. See, I'm seeing lots of big names here. Sonny and Cher, they were on the Muppet Show. Might be able to get there from there, but let's see. Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson. I bet he would have loved to have been on what is that? Oh, there's no star on the Apollo 11 star. It's a moon instead of a star. All right, let's see. There are 13 stars with one word stage name, including Liberace, Houdini, Roseanne, Shakira, Slash, Sting, Usher, all one name. Come on, doesn't Big Bird have a... Come on, there's Mickey Mouse. Fictional characters and their creators. Here we go. Oh, man, come on, please. Where are we at? Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse, Woody Woodpecker, Snow White, Tinkerbell, Winnie the Pooh, Shrek, The Simpsons, The Rugrats, Snoopy, Charlie Tuna. What? Godzilla. Oh, Kermit the Frog and Big Bird. Yes! Oh, I totally killed it. Oh, that was so great. Okay, so the first click was from, oh, dude, that's such a good. So from Elvis to the Walk of Fame to Big Bird, man, I was lucky to go ahead and do something like, geez. Oh, I was so excited there. Okay, so we got to find Sesame Street still. Here it is, right at the top. Big Bird is the main protagonist in the children's television show Sesame Street. There we go. 1, 2, 3 clicks. Here we go. 3 clicks from Elvis Presley to Sesame Street. Man, that was exciting. I was so excited. I didn't even think that was going to happen. So I really thought that it was going to take longer. But man, I guess I'm kind of out of things to do now. There goes the Wikipedia Warp. Did that. Played a bunch of songs. Did that. Did the What's Trending thing. Damn it. So I guess I'm kind of out of things to do, right? I guess I have to end the show now. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's end the show, but let's end it on a new kind of a note. We're not going to do that hip hop whistling beat anymore. We're going to do this. Go to jerradshow.com. Wait, hold on a second. I almost forgot to do the read. That's right. Jerrad Show has a sponsor here, and I got to definitely talk about them before we end the show, because if not, I would be breaching contract, and that would be a problem. So, what I want you to do right now, before you do anything else, before you go to thejerradshow.com or anything like that, I want you to go on to Facebook, okay? And I want you to go on to either the Jerrad Show's Facebook, which is facebook.com/Jerrad Show, or our special sponsor of the show. Here it is, Fresh Light Prints. You go to facebook.com/Fresh Light Prints, and that will take you to a Society 6 and an Etsy page where you can get funny cards. That's right. They're not just your regular funny cards. They are hilarious cards. Let's see if we can pop on over to the store and see what's going on here. We got some shop. Let's see the shop. Here we go. Kanye loves himself. It looks like there's still a couple of things for Valentine's Day, which, passed last week, so that needs to be taken care of, obviously. But here's a couple of really cool things, is that they take quotes from people and, kind of emphasize them with either wreaths or roses or different things, little flowers and pretty things. And they take them and they put, weird things with them. Like this card says, it's got 2 pretty flowers on the top and 2 pretty flowers on the bottom. And it says, "I'm so glad you seduced me with your charming awkwardness." It's just like something that you wouldn't, normally see. This thing is like a beautiful wreath of green and like some little tiny berries, and it's a really pretty picture. Artwork is like it's beautiful. It makes you want to look at what it says in the middle of it. It's typed out with a typewriter, and it says in the middle, it says, "Do epic shit." It's inspiring. And this one's really a good one. Let's click this and open this. I like this one. It says, "I hope we're friends until we die, and then I hope we stay ghost friends and walk through walls and scare the shit out of people." It is a hand-typed quote with a watercolor wreath. Let's see. The purchasing options are, if you can get an 8x10 of this, it's a very pretty like a circle thing, like a ring around the print, and then there's all these little flowers and this little like floral arrangement. And it's all done in watercolors. It's all done handmade. It's a beautiful little thing, but it's hilarious. That's what I like it. Like if people see that and they're you would normally see pictures and artwork like this in a grandmother's or an aunt's house, and it probably says something about the day is strong with the sunlight on your shoulders and all that stuff. But no, in fact, it says something quirky like, "I hope we're friends together, or I hope we're friends until we die, and I hope we stay ghost friends and walk through walls and scare the shit out of people." That's hilarious. And right now you can get it on a card with an envelope, a 5x7 card, and send it to your friend in the mail for $4.25. That's all it is. And guess what? If you type in the code Jerrad Show 18, all just like one phrase, Jerrad Show 18, you will get free shipping to anywhere in the United States. That's right. So for $4.25, you can have this hilarious card shipped to your door, and you will be sponsoring the Jerrad Show, or helping sponsor the Jerrad Show, or supporting a sponsor of the Jerrad Show. I don't know what that would be called. Or you know what? Go crazy. Go right now. Get the 5-card set. Get 5 cards right now of any card of your choice for $15. Instead of paying the $5 for the one card, Pay $15, get 5 cards, 5 envelopes, send them to all your friends. You'll be hilarious. You'll be the talk of the next, get together. They'll be like, oh, that card that you gave me, and you can get different ones. So you can't, this guy can get this one, or this guy can get that one, or your friend Sally, she can get the pretty one, and you can get the one that's like over the top humor to your buddy or something. There's all kinds of tastes. There's inspirational quotes too that are kind of quirky. Let's go ahead and look at that really quick just before we get done here with this read. Here's an Edgar Allan Poe quote. Okay, it says we loved with a love that was more than love. See, it's just nice. We loved with a love that was more than love. Edgar Allan Poe, and it's got some flowers and some fern and some different plants. It's like a floral arrangement in a wreath format, and it's got cool quotes. So check it out, Etsy.com/freshlightprint, or you can go to the facebook.com/freshlightprints, and check out everything that they have there. And remember to use the checkout code on the checkout, Jerrad Show 18, free shipping in the United States. Let's get out of here. It's already, wow, dang, we have already done well over an hour. So looks like we're going to be doing this for a while. So come back next week. I got a couple more things going on, and have some guests. We're going to do the same thing, see what's trending, maybe do another Wikipedia Warp, play some new songs. Let's get out on this song, which I played a couple of weeks ago. It's Knuckles, Uganda Knuckles, singing the song "Do You Know the Way." This is I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire or something like that, but that's it. Go to JerradShow.com and follow me on Twitter. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for listening.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.